So, good evening once again, everyone. Um,
Good evening, sir.
oh yeah, thanks. So now, thank you for coming to class. It's going to be another 1 hour session by God's grace. I have seen the responses. Two of us gave to post-class assessment for yesterday's class. Well, thank you for taking the test, and then thank you for coming to classes. Those that have watched the video again, I can see it when people watch the video, right? I want to say thank you, right? Okay, it can only get better from here. So there are a few things you need regarding this training. Well, I've mentioned that Power BI, for example, has 4 or 5 parts that you need to be comfortable with before you can call yourself a proficient Power BI user, right? You must be at least comfortable with Power Query, you should be comfortable with DAX, you should be comfortable with data modeling, at least the basics. Then you should be able to do visualization. If you know this, that's nothing. And I really think even Power BI is actually cheaper. It's simpler than Excel. Trust me. Okay, so um I was saying that okay, so there could be some theoretical parts of the program, there could be some very practical parts. Please just follow it bumper to bumper. And I want to encourage us to take it very seriously from the scratch, right? Try and ensure that there is no concept that is discussed in the class that you don't get. If there is peradventure something that has been discussed in the class and you don't really understand, it is very good, it is best that you probably after the class watch the video again. If you watch the video and it's not clear, please call me. Call my number, chat me, send a mail, just do anything, just reach out to me. Either way you can. We are succeeding together. Thank you very much. Besides the data that I already sent that you're using for the classes, I'm going to send us like 2 projects that you can start working on from now. Right. Then I will send us a write-up that would explain to us how you can create your own online portfolio. You can have a portfolio on what was it? What was it called? I've forgotten. You can have it on Medium, you can have it on Kaggle, you can have it on got a number of places, repositories where you can have your work as a data analyst. Very important, guys. Please let's start working on it for now. You know, we're adults. I would not be able to force us too much, right? I would not have that power, that grace, or that opportunity to force us to do anything. But I'm imploring us because when you succeed, then I would have also said I succeeded. Thank you. So let's move on. If I can take another 2 or 3 minutes to recap what we have done so far. So we have checked the basic data analytics process. That is, you as a data analyst, what are those things that you would do from time to time? You would ask questions. You must ask questions. Very important. Then you must look for a way to source your data. So sometimes you have some analysis, especially if you're working with an organization, most of the time you're going to give you data, right? Because an organization, I expect, would most likely save their data either in the cloud or in a database. Well, a few times, maybe in a drive, maybe all this OneDrive, Google Drive, etc. Or sometimes the data can be your machine, I mean your local machine. It can be on some local servers, that is some computers in your somewhere in your organization, etc. It can be in a shared folder. So most what I'm driving at, if you're working with an organization that as a data analyst, most of the times you're going to be provided with the data you're going to use for your analysis, right? But there are, if you're probably freelancing or maybe you are just an enthusiast, right? There are times that you would just want to analyze data and then you have to source your data. The questions you've asked at the stage one would inform the kind of data you are going to source. And after you have done that, you have to do a lot of cleaning. Cleaning is important. It is mandatory. Cleaning sometimes, I said it, could take even up to 80% of the effort that you are going to put into your analysis. Then you analyze the data, you do your visualization, all that. We talk a little bit about data cleaning. Data cleaning can be as simple as just removing some columns, adding some columns, right? So in this lesson today, we are going to see how to add a few columns, right? Depending on what you need, how to extract in Power Query, how to change cases. You know, sometimes you want to correct spellings, sometimes you want to standardize your data. A few of these things, right? We're going to see how we can really do them in Power BI. Capish? Okay. So we move on. So I told you now after you have opened your Power BI this way, next thing is to right click on your data, right? I mean, assuming you want to move to Power Query, then you go to Edit Query, right? And it brings
I
up
can see
your
your screenshot.
fantastic. And nobody talked. Yeah.
Good evening. I don't even know if it's for.
Okay, please, what did you say? You said that you don't know something? Okay, now, what I was saying. Okay, so when you enter your Power Query, right, you're already very familiar with this interface. Yesterday, I tried as much as possible to discipline myself and stay in this. Okay. And stay here. All right. I mean, and stay on the home tab. See a few things you can do on the home tab. And from there, you have seen how to use this one. Right. You can use this thing now. This thing you can use this remove columns. Yes. You can use remove rows. You know, here you can remove duplicates. I did not touch this. Right. But I want to believe in it. I believe in it. You can remove rows. You can remove blank rows. We saw this. Okay, you can also remove top rows and bottom rows. For example, look at this now. One, two. This product is arranged serially. Let's say from one to I don't know the end. So let's say I want to remove the first 10. You know, I can come to remove top rows. I don't know why exactly I would want to do that. But depending on the type of data you are dealing with, peradventure you encounter a whereby you need to remove some columns, I mean some rows from the top, like I'm doing now. This is how you do it. If you notice now 1 to 10 will be gone when this thing is done, and then we're going to have 11 to the end. See what we have now. Right. Then one of the questions I gave us just now, I said, if I do something, then I don't want to do it again. How will I go about it in Power Query? So somebody said I should click undo. There is no undo in Power Query. You can only, there's no undo, there's no Control Z. You can delete a step. Right, I mentioned. And if you notice now, my 1 to 10 that I deleted, they are back. So the same way I can delete from top, I can also delete from bottom. Top rows, bottom rows. You can delete alternate rows. You know the meaning of that? To delete 1, to spare 2, delete 3, spare 4. First row to remove, let's say row 1. Number of rows to remove, I want to remove one row. Number of rows to keep, I want to keep 1 row. I don't know why you would want to do this. But if you want to do that, is how to do it, right? Like you want to remove 1, spare 2. Remove 3, spare 4. Remove 5, spare 6. Can you see that's what has happened? So that's alternate row. So beauty of this is that you can really choose what you want to remove and what you don't want to remove. Okay. So why I'm doing this is that there are some of these might just find application in a project that you are doing. Where you would need this skill, trust me, what I just did now, where you would need it, I don't know. Don't even ask me. Right. Honestly, I don't know. But just in case you need it, you need the ability to know that, okay, oh, I was shown how to do this thing. Okay, let me go there and do it. That is it. Then remove rows again. Alternative, then remove duplicates. So, for example, now product ID is supposed to be unique on this list. If I click on it, then I click on remove rows, remove duplicates. Of course, there are no duplicates here anyway. It will perform the operation, it will tell you it has done it. It puts removed duplicates here simply because it has already performed the action. Although there are actually, in actual sense, there are no duplicates here. But if there are duplicates in your data, you can remove it. Okay. So yesterday again we looked at data type, we looked at promoting and demoting headers, we looked at replace values. We did all this yesterday. Then we did append queries. This is big deal. This append query is big deal, trust me. We are going to do merge queries, but I would prefer we do merge queries another day, really. But before we move on, let's do magic. Come and see something, guys. So all the files I moved into my Power Query, all these are our food mart transaction files. Come and see where I have them. I have them in my desktop. I have them in data lift. This is where I kept them. I think I used this. I don't know whether it's this one I used. Oh, another one. Is it here? Thankfully, it's not even here. Well, so Power Query, right? So let me just do for one file. Okay, so let's say this calendar lookup.
Sorry,
Can
please,
you-
I've been having network. Sir, hello?
I'm with you. I'm
I've been
with
having
you.
network issues for some time. Please, is it possible to recap?
Well, we've done much actually. Don't worry. I honestly don't know what to recap. Trust me. But the thing is, the class is being
Oh,
recorded, right? Don't worry. Just join us from here that we are joining. We have not done so much that can do damage. Trust me. Just follow from this point. So what I want to explain now, just follow now. You see this. So let's assume I move this file. Let's say something happens to the location of your file. Let's say I move this file inside here. I move it out of this original folder and I put it outside. So that file has changed location. If I go back to my Power BI, right, and I refresh, these are my queries, and I come to home, refresh somewhere, I refresh, something will happen. Something will happen. One of the files will not be able to refresh. One of the files would not be able to refresh. Let me click my calendar lookup. Unless unless this data was gotten from somewhere else, it cannot refresh. Fantastic. What's going on? What's going on? You see that? That's what I said. See the error. Data source error. Could not find file. C users, TO, PC, desktop, data lake, Power Query, blah blah blah. Why? Because the data has changed house. The data don't relocate. The data don't establish. The data don't establish. The data has changed house. So if it happens to you like that, that you have some data in your that you have data in your model, right? You linked it, you join the data to your Power BI or to Excel through Power Query, and something happened that you have to change the location of your file, or maybe you renamed your file. So no, that was one issue actually. But let me cut it back, right? Let me bring it back here. It is now in the original location. If I go back to Power Query now, if I refresh now it will load the file because the data is back. See that? It's loaded. So that's one case you can have. So what if I rename the data? Maybe you at the time you're like, well, I know why are we putting lookup in this thing now? Let me just call it calendar. Lookup is waste of alphabets. Okay, waste of alphabets. You now click refresh. Can you see? It cannot find it. So if you have that case, maybe you change the location of your file, or you did not change the location of your file, but you renamed your file, and it has affected your query. How can you handle that situation? That's when you come to data source settings. So just go to data source. In fact, two ways actually. You can come to data source settings. This is one. Or you can click on source here. I believe I can do it from here. Oh yeah. See, this is a part. I can actually paste another part. So from here now, I can just remove lookup. From here, I'll click OK. Oh yeah, we are back. See that? Or you can actually do it from here and do it from here. So instead of having calendar calendar lookup here, it was calendar lookup before. Just click on change source. Just click on change source, and after you have done that, just put the new source here and click OK. That's all. That's how to undo that. So I believe you have learned something. Let's move on. Okay. So that's data source settings, right? You have used this. We used this enter data yesterday, right? I used it to create a table. You can click on enter data. If you have to create a table manually, right? You can create the one like, for example, you can say I want the column header to be Uchechi. I don't know why you want to name a column header that way, but you can do it. It's possible. Yeah, of course, please. I don't want it. Don't save it. Oh, fantastic. Okay. So data source settings, you've seen what it is used for. Preview, you know what it is used for. New source, you know what it is used for, right? This is where you can connect to new data. Close and apply, you know what it is used for, right? So you have known almost half of what is here. Come on, you are becoming a pro. So let's move, guys. So let me come to let me add deal with transform and add column. Your first lesson when it comes to transform and add column tabs is that the two tabs, there are three groups of icons that contain the same thing. And when I say the same thing, I mean exactly the same thing. And they do exactly the same work, but for one difference. Now, let me come to transform. Look at these three columns: text column, number column, date and time column. Text column, number column, date and time column. Look at the content. Oh. It has split columns, it has extract, it has merge, it has format, it has pass. Come to hard column. This is text. Format, extract, merge, pass. The only thing is that this one does not have split. Good. Now, come back to transform. Look at number, statistics, standard, science, trig, rounding, information. Come to add column. Go to number, statistics, standard, science, trig, rounding, information. Go back to transform. You see under date, you see under date and time column, you're going to see date, time, duration. Come to add column, you see date, you see time, you see duration. So those three is common. Oh, I said is for three. Common now, yo. That's bad English. Those three, they are common to the two tabs. The three, they are common to the two tabs. And they actually is the same thing, exactly the same thing. Just like when I was talking about loading data, I've shown you 5 places where you can load your data, and they do the same work. Talking about changing your data type, I've shown you 3 or 4 places where you can change data type, and they honestly do exactly the same work. So it's same thing for this transform and hard column, but they have a difference. Let's check it out. From our calendar column now, I have date. So let me come to transform. So this is my date. I have date on this now model from January 1, 1997 to 31st December 1998. How can I know? I don't know I can see the end of this data, right? Maybe if I scroll down, right? But if I don't want to do this, I can actually sort descending. So let's say I was on the top like this, I can sort descending, and then I'm going to see that okay, this is 12, 31, 19, 20, 1998. Right. So let me sort it ascending again. All right. So now, so let me come to transform now, like I said. So let's assume I want to, okay, January 1, 1997, I want to build a proper calendar date. So in data modeling, if your data contains date, if you're working on a data that contains date, write it down. You must have a calendar column. You must have a calendar. It will aid your analysis. It's not as if you don't do it, somebody will penalize you. but you should do it because it aids your analysis. It makes your analysis deeper and richer. For example, this is about sales. I have my transactions table here. Guys, please, 1 second. I have to deal with something. I'm back very fast. Look at my transactions table now. For example, I have columns here like product ID, transaction date, stock date, customer ID, store ID, and quantity. So this actually means that January 1, 1997, I'm interpreting the first line. I sold 5 units. This is quantity 5. 5 units of product 869 to customer 3449. And the transaction took place in store 6. Now I now have a list. This table now contains list of all the transactions like that I performed. Now, what if I want to summarize my data and I want to say, okay, I want to see the number of goods, the number of goods that I sold on Saturdays. Or okay, I want to see the number of goods that I sold in January. That is, it's possible I want to summarize my data by month. It's possible I want to summarize my data by day of the week. It's possible I even want to summarize my data by quarter, right? I can say, okay, what is my Q1 sales? What is my Q2 sales? What's my Q3 sales? What's my Q4 sales? If you work in a corporate space, you would have seen more of this, right? So that is where my uh calendar comes in. Yeah. So let me expand this. So let me go back to calendar. Calendar. Where are you? Okay. So let's say I want a column in my data that is showing name of the month. I can highlight my data like this, highlighted already. Then I come to date, I'll go to month. Let me click on month first. Yes. Oh, ooh, what happened? Everything turned to 1. That's what makes January actually, right? Look at this step. It says extracted month. That is, it's extracted month out of that date. Let me cancel the step. If you look at it, month is January. Look at my date on my system. I think I should tell us straight away that whether you're working on Power BI or you're working in Excel, your date format usually most of the time follows the date format on your system. Look at my date format here now. Month is coming before the day. This is July 5, 0705. Same thing we have here. That's why we have 01 coming first. So 01 is the month. That's January. So by the time I told Power Query to extract months for me, that's why you saw 1. Okay. But this is not what I want because I don't want them to replace the original date. I want to extract month. I want to know the month these transactions took place. I want to get the month element from the date. I want to get the month. I want to extract month from the date. But I don't want it to replace the date column. I want the date to still exist. So that means I will not do it under transform. So take note, anything you do under transform, among the 3 groups that I told you about, text group, number group, date group, if you do it under transform, it replaces the original column. If you do it in hard column, it adds a fresh column. It displays your result in a new column. So what you did now, let's do the same thing under add column tab. And I click on date, then month and month. Look at it now. It created a new column for it. I can click on date again. I can say I want to extract the year. I go to year and I click on year. Fantastic. Extracted the year. If I click on the drop down, I'm going to see 97 and 98. These are the 2 years I have in my data. Yeah, I can click on this again. Let's say I want to extract the day. Oh yeah, so this is 1. This one will be 23. So I've extracted the day, the month, and the year from the data. Peradventure, I don't want the day. I want the day of the week. I want to know whether this a particular date is Monday, or is Thursday, or is Tuesday. I want to know. I'm interested. So instead of day, I'll choose name of day. Right. And there I can see whether it is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Same thing for month. Right? If I don't want the month, which we want to be, I can say I want the name of month. See that? If you scroll down here, you see other months. Or if you click the drop down, you see the months here. So you must have already by now, you must have seen the difference between, um you must have seen the difference between, what's that? Between transform and add column. Okay. So I have been able to tell you what the date does now, right? So if you have time, you can also separate your time into components, whether you want to separate the hour, the minutes, the second, etc. like that. And then the month, there are other things you can do. It doesn't have to be month or name of month. You might say, I want the start of every month. I want the beginning of the month, start of month. You can say you want the end of month. You can say you want the days, number of days in that month. Same thing for day. You can say you want the day of the week, like instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 30 or 31 or 20, 29, as the case may be, depending on the month. You can say I want 1 to 7. Maybe 1 for Sunday, 2 for Monday, 3 for Tuesday, or 1 for Monday, 2 for Tuesday, or 1 for Saturday, 2 for Sunday. So that is what day of week is talking about. So if I extract day of week now, you see that if I click there, I'm going to have just 1 to 7. In fact, I have 0 to 6. Yeah. But you can format this. You can click on the gear. Okay. So that's day of week. Same thing for year, right? I can click here. You can say I want the beginning of the year. I want the start of the year. You can say you want the end of the year. See, start of the year will January 1 that year. End of the year will be December 31st. Then that year. So that is it. So you can also extract quarter. You can say you want quarter of the year. Quarter of the year will be 1 to 4. January, February, March is quarter 1. Everything will show 1. April, May, June is quarter 2 to show 2. July, August, September is quarter 3 to display 3. October, November, and December are quarter 4 to display 4. Okay. And just like others, you don't also have to do just the quarter. I can say I want the of quarter. I want the end of quarter. You know. So all those are possible. That's why you want week. Week of the year. There are 52 to 53 weeks in a year. I can say I want the week of the year. I want the week of the month. Right? You can say I want the start of the week, I want the end of the week. So these are things you can extract. But all these things I'm doing now, right? I'm doing another add column. That is why it's added add column. If I do the same thing on that transform, the same thing, it will still perform the same job, but it will replace the original column. To replace the original column. So before we move on, let me ask a question. Why do you think we should spare the original column? In the case of this date that we have done now, in the case of date, why do you think original column should be spared? Why do you think we should work from add column and not from transform?
I believe if we work on the transform, we'll be able to retrieve the original months.
No, it's not much a month. The month will still be there. I mean, you have extracted the month already. For this is what I'm saying. For example, let me cancel all these things I created, right? I know I will still need some of them. Maybe I need name of months. Okay, day name is here. Yes, I don't need this. Delete. Sometimes sorted rows, sorted month. I don't want this. All right, let me just stay here. Okay, let me move here too. Okay, let me leave here. I'll teach us something now. Okay, maybe we should do it in Excel first before I teach us. Then go tomorrow is the Excel class. Now, what I was saying, if I click on this now and I'm in transform and I click on date, I click on month, and I click on name of month, for example, I want the name of the month. It's not currently here. It has replaced the original column, if you noticed. Initially, I have date here, but I don't have it here again. It has been replaced by name of month. Why do you think I should not do this? Why should I not do this? Why is this not a wise thing to do?
I don't think it's necessary, right?
Why? Why is it not a wise thing to do? Why? Why? Why?
Because you can actually still make it known that it's January. So making everything like that January doesn't really
All
make
right.
sense.
Thank you. You have a good point, but look at it. I've extracted name of month. Let's assume I've not done this day name. Let's assume. Okay. Um. In fact, let's assume I've not done year. I've only done name of month, and now I don't have my original date again. I cannot get my year from this. Can you see everything is grayed out?
Mm.
I need the original column to do other things,
Yeah,
right? So it's not
yeah,
that's one big reason why it's not a wise thing to do. So if I have
yeah.
this now, I want to come to add columns, click on date. I can click on year, I can extract the year out of this. Yeah. I can click on this again, click on this. I can click on month. I want name of month. I think I always prefer this. Okay, then I want name of day as well. I always like this. Okay, let's extract the quarter too. Yeah. So for quarter, I think I prefer start of quarter. All right. Hmm. Okay. 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 Thank you. Let me see if I have more responses here. Ah, we will fight. We will fight. People are not submitting
Uh,
response.
the delay of this assessment is what caused the morale to dull. Because it was born when it was born, I was expecting maybe by 4, by 5. I was expecting in my head was born in that moment. But
uh,
it's now warm. That was when I saw the question. So that's
they
why.
play. Alright, it's okay, don't worry. Our Excel class tomorrow, there will even be pre-training assessments. Before the class, there'll be an assessment. If you pass the assessment too much, I would send you out of the class. That means the class is not for you. If you fail the class, I say yes, class is for you. Now do the
This
training.
made me remember one of my lecturer. If you pass something, you told you that no, you don't deserve to pay my class. How do you know that how do you why must you pass everything?
Eh, eh.
Even if you know everything, the man will reduce 1 mark. It will be like you can't get everything in my class.
No, you're not supposed to. Okay,
Yeah,
so let's move on now. So that is really how to deal with date, and then you have seen an overview of difference between transform and add column tabs. it does not, it's not about date alone. I told you it's about three things. In fact, it's about everything. Anything you do in add column, it adds a column. Anything you do in transform replaces the original column. All right, let's do some more exciting stuffs. Let's go to the text part. So let's go to customer lookup. Let's work in customer lookup. So in customer lookup now, I have first name and last name. Let's learn how to merge. How to merge columns. You have two columns and you want to form a single column from the two columns that you have. Okay, you have first name, you have last name, but you want to use a single column of data for your analysis. You don't want to, like, instead of first name and last name, you want full name. How can you do it? Right. If I go to add transform, you already know what will happen. Let's say I click on first name, I'll hold control, I'll click on last name. That is how I can highlight two columns together. Otherwise, if I click on this and I click on this, it will be changing. If I click on first name, I click on last name, I cannot highlight the two of them. Like if I can hold control button on my system and click on the other column, then I've highlighted the two. Then under text column, I can click on merge columns. It's going to bring me a dialog box, and it is here. It's going to ask you to select a separator. That is what you want to use to separate the two columns you're merging together. So in this case, I'll say a space, because between first name and last name, I think what I should have between them is just a space. Then it will ask you to give it a name, that is new name or new column name. It's optional though. You can leave it as merged, but I like to call it full name. Right? And I'll click OK. And if you see now, I have a column for full name. And the column for full name is at the back. Oh, sorry, it will not be at the back. I know why. So this is full name. If you notice now, you would have realized that I no longer have first name and last name in my data, because the new column full name that was created has replaced the original columns. Why?
Because it was merge. We use merge column.
Hmm. If it's assessments now, you have failed. That's not the reason. King Joseph, are you there? Why? Uchechi, are you there? Why? Why did my original columns, why did they disappear? Sister Vic, are you there?
Okay. Well, it's because we made the column under
You use
transform.
transform.
Exactly. That's it.
I just got the question now.
But I was speaking English. I was not speaking. I know my English is not that good, right? But at
No, it's
least you
not
can
that way.
understand.
It's not that way.
But at least you can
Like
understand.
I didn't process the question very well. That was it. I didn't process the
All
question very well.
right, let's move on now. So I want to delete this because I actually don't want to. Well, I think it's actually the smartest thing to do. In this case now, transform is better. I mean, I should not have first name on a column, last name in a column, and then I now have another
Wow.
column for full name. Does not make sense. So I think I've deleted it already. Cannot undelete it. So you know that already now. So let me just do it again, right? So merge column, then I will select the separator. If the separator you want to use does not exist here, you can just click custom, right? You put the separator once here. I still want to use space anyway, so I just press space bar. This one right here, I will call it full name, just like we did before. Then I'll click OK. I use that custom deliberately just to show you that custom exists. So I put space because it's space that I need. I didn't need to pass that route, but just in case you want to do something another day that is not there and you want to use custom, at least you know how to use it. Okay. So that's how to merge. So what if you want to extract? So let us extract. So I have birth date here. I have birth date here. I have birth date here. And it is date. You know, I want to extract the year of birth. You know, I can easily come to add columns. Add columns in this case, you know why I'm using add columns, because I don't want my birth date to go. I can easily come a year of birth and click on year. It will put it at the end, it will put it as the last column. Hence it has extracted the year for me. Let me confirm that the years are okay. The first one is 1961. Is it correct? Of course, 61. This one is 1950. Of course, it's correct. But I want to use this opportunity. I want to use it to teach something. Okay, so you will pardon me. So if you are doing a real analysis or you are doing a real data cleaning, you already know what to do, right? But let me assume that does not exist because of what I want to teach you. Okay, so I want to separate. I want to separate year from this thing now. I want to separate year from this. Right? How will I do it? I can click this year of birth. If you look at it, year in this place, everything is to 2 digits. Everything. Okay, so this I can't even. Sorry. This is not year. This is not date of birth. This is birth date. No. No. Was it the last? Is it really the last? Please pardon me. Let me just. Well, you can always move a column anyway. You want to put it somewhere else. So I want to remove year. If you notice, all the years there are two numbers from the back. And like I said, see, this thing is actually following the data type I have on my system. Let's do something very fast. Let me change my date format. If it is going to be fast, it's not going to be fast. Time format. Yeah. Holy Spirit. I don't want to waste our time. Okay, yeah, that's open. Okay. I want to change this to 2017. 2017. It was something before. I'm changing to 2017. Okay. It has changed here. So I'll close this. Of course, I don't need this. I don't know how it got there. What did you notice? Can you see that the year is now 4 digits? Did you know it was 2 digits before?
Yes.
Good. So if you check your system presently, what you have in your birth date might not be displaying like what I have here. If your date format is different from my own date format is month slash day slash year in 4 digits, and my month is 2 digits, my day is 2 digits. If your own display format is different from mine, your format that is here is what your Power BI will be using to display things for you. It's okay. So that might be important for you to note anyway. And it's the same file. It's the same file, but the display might be different. So I want to do the year of birth, and I want to assume it's not date I'm dealing with, so I will not use the date option. I want to do it from text. So what will I do? I want to do extract. So that's how to extract. I want to extract last characters. Why last characters? Because what I want to extract is from the back. It's from the back. Year is at the back. Yeah. And then if you click on last character, it's going to ask you how many characters do you want to extract. So it means I can use this method because everything I'm extracting have the same number of digits, right? So I'll click 4. I'll press 4 and I'll click OK. Then I'm going to have my year of birth. So it's named it last characters. So I'll call it year of birth. I'll click enter, right? So that is that. But let's say I want to extract the month. Don't forget the month in my own system or is the first. Your own might not be the first though. Please take note. But my own is the first. If date is coming before month on your own system, extract the day instead of the month. Okay, just to follow through with this exercise, right? So now I want to extract month. How will I do it? That is first characters, right? So extract first characters. Why first characters? Because it is at the beginning. How many characters I want to extract? Let's say two, right? See problem. It has extracted it. Some of them are correct. See 10. 10 is correct. 10 is correct. Those of them that are not 2 digits, it extracted 2 digits and it came out wrong because I will now have 8 slash 7 slash 6 slash 6 slash 3 slash. This is definitely not what I want. I want to delete it. What can we do, guys? Is there anything you know that you can do? All right. So what you do is that instead of extracting fixed number of characters, if you do first character, last character, or range, all these ones I told you, they will extract. What we extract is fixed length of characters. It works for years successfully because all the years in the data, they are all 4 digits each, right? But what I want right now is not the same number of digits, so I'll use delimiters. So in this case, I'll use text before delimiters. What is a delimiter? Delimiter is an object or is a text that separates a text. Please accept it. I don't know the best to determine to define it. But if I can give you an example, if you write today's date, for example, look at date 07 slash 05 slash 2024 slash is a delimiter. That is what is separating the month, the day, and the year. If you write your name and you separate them with space, like Theophilus space Adewale or Adewale space Theophilus space Oluwabukola, the space is a delimiter because it is what is separating the names, right? If you write a list of items, you have a list of things, you have a number of stuffs in a box, and then you have a list that describes all those things, right? And you say, okay, what are the things in the box? You say pencil, comma, biro, comma, eraser, comma, ruler, comma, etc. That comma is a delimiter because that is what is separating other things. So when they say text before delimiter, you already know what a delimiter is. So if I want to separate my day now, it's best I use text before delimiter because I cannot use fixed width of characters. I believe you understand this. If you understand, say hi.
Hi.
Whose voice is that? What's your name?
Hi.
So if you want to separate text, whatever you are working on, if the text is whether it is Power BI or Excel, we're still going to do this in Excel. Don't worry. So don't worry. I guarantee that you are going to get it. You want to separate text. Look for two things. Number one, what I'm separating. Do they have the same length? If they have the same length, if it's Power BI, right, you can do either text from. You can do fixed length, maybe first characters, last characters, or range. If what you are separating does not have the same length, right, you cannot do first character, last character, range. You have to do text before delimiter or text after delimiter. Sure, you get. Let's go. So I want to select this as text before delimiter now. So I'll say extract text before delimiters. Then I would say, what's the delimiter? / right? Type delimiter. I'll click OK. And if you notice now, I have my month. Right? So let me go out to full name. The full name that we created, let's assume I want to separate it. Where is it? Full name, Mr. Full name, where are you? Or is it at the back? Shouldn't be. So this is a full name. So if I want to separate this, I extract. I cannot say I want to extract. Or better still, I cannot say I want to extract, or I can even do split in this case, right? So you can say I want to split first name and last name. I can say split by delimiter, right? Instead of extract, I can say what's the delimiter space. Where I split at each occurrence of the delimiter, blah 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 blah, advanced option, quote character, say none, Okay. So I splitted it. Yeah. I splitted it. Okay. Let me cancel that. So this is also just like extract from delimiter. Let me cancel this, please. So let me come back to my hard columns. Or transform is actually okay. Extract text before delimiter, text after delimiter, text between delimiter. So who can tell me the difference between split and extract? Extract just extract a particular thing. Split will split the entire text. Okay, so let's in this case, let me just assume I want to extract the surname. The first name is first, surname is last in this case, right? So let's say extract text after delimiter. Delimiter is the space. Surname is coming after it. What's the delimiter? Space. I just type space. I just press space once. I'll click OK. It's under transform, so the original column will go for it. But yeah, and it has gone. But I don't want that, so let's assume I want the first name and the last name. If I want them, if I want the original column to remain, I'll just extract last name to go to the end. But if I want to split it, I want the first name and the last name. It's better I use text split. I can use split column. All right. All right. Does anybody have any question? Any question? Any question? All right. So let me do one more thing. Let me ask us a question. Let me challenge you. So I told you how to extract the year, fix the width. I told you how to extract the month. It is at the beginning. I did text before delimiters. What if I want to extract the day, which is at the middle? How will I do it? How will I go about it? What if I want to extract what is at the middle here? This 26, 3, 21,
Come
20.
again, sir.
I've taught you how to extract the year in this case. Let's assume you want to extract a year. Like I told you, it's just an example. In standard, you want to extract a year from a date, just use this date to bring the year for you when it comes to year, right? But let's just assume. So we have extracted the year, we have used the extract to extract the year, and we use last characters, and we put 4 here because we want to extract 4 characters, right? Because in this on my system, year is 4 digits, year also is 4 digits. So I'm now saying, and I've told you how to extract the month, which is the first. I said extract first characters will not work. Why? That's because extract first characters will not work, and that's because um they don't have the same length. They don't have the same length. Some months has 2 digits, some have 1 digit. So it cannot work that way. So how can we extract the one at the middle? How can we extract the day? Who has an idea? That's the last thing we're doing today. We are closing. Who has an idea? How can we extract the day?
We just extract the one between delimiters, right?
Fantastic. That is it. You have it between the limiters. I'll do it using 2 ways, right? I can use after delimiter because number one, if you notice, it is coming after the first instance of a delimiter. There are two in this case now. Look at the first one. This one I'm highlighting, for example. There's one delimiter, that's forward slash, but the forward slash is occurring twice, right? There are 2 instances of that forward slash, and I want to extract day. So I can actually do extract text after delimiter, and I put my delimiter. By default, Power BI will assume that you mean the first instance. Year is also coming after delimiter, but if I do this, hey, see what will happen. See what will happen. It will give me everything. It will give me both the day and the year. You give me both the day and the year because everything is coming after the delimiter, right? But just like you said, now, if I do between delimiters, so I put start delimiter is here, end delimiter is also here, and I click OK, I get my day. See, 26, 3, 21. 26, 3, 21. So that's fantastic. You got it correctly.
I didn't get
Thank
it. I will get it when I will watch the video.
all right. The video will drop soon. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for coming to class. I understand you have to do other things and then you have to sleep. Just maybe.
I can stay as long as you want to, sir.
Okay. I don't want to stay as long as you want to stay. We have 8 a.m. class tomorrow. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
for
to
having
class.
us, sir.
Um,
Thank you.
if you have not done your your assessment, please do your assessment. Right, and like I said, please play with the data. Right, play with it. Play with your power query. Um, deliberately make errors. Look at other things that you can do, other things you cannot do. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Then, but like I promised, I'm going to send us more data that you can really work with, that you can play with. Then I'll send us questions. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow 8 a.m.
Okay.
or 1 p.m. by God's grace.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, ma.
Thank you. Good
Um,
night.
but sorry, sir. What's
Okay.
the major difference between the split and extract? Because it most look like it's the same thing.
All right. Let's look at it. Split will split. Split will split the. Let's take the example of that birth date, for example. If I say split, if I use split column on birth date, and I say what's the delimiter, I give it delimiter /. It will split it into 3. The date will go separately, the month will go separately, the year will go separately. That is
Okay.
split, right? But extract will extract the particular thing you need from your data.
Mm,
For example, when we extracted the year, it was only the year we saw. If we did it under transform, right? By the way, split is only available under transform. You don't have it in add column,
yeah.
right? So if you do extract, it's only if you extract a year, let's say under transform, it is only the year you're going to have. You don't have months, you don't have day. If you do it under hard column, the only difference is now that you are going to have your original column, but it's only the year you extracted. Now you are going to have that year. When we needed months, we needed to go back and extract months again, right? If it is extract will break down the whole column into the components depending on the
That
criteria
you
you
need.
are using.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. So hope we'll get this class as soon as possible, right? Because I really missed a lot. So
It's no
because of the
problem.
network. Okay.
You will
Thanks
get
so much,
it.
sir. All
You're
right, bye. Have a good
welcome.
night.
My
Bye.
regards to my brother. Good night.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Good night, sir.
Bye bye. Good night.